Hey, we're live. Thanks for stopping by. My name is Gary. I am getting ready to start our weekly recap of all the songs we did this week at denverguitarorchestra.com. So if you're finding this video as a video instead of a live session, just know you can cruise on over to denverguitarorchestra.com and check it out and say, this is something that is fascinating to me. I will join it and become part of the amazing crew that works there, or not. And then, of course, it takes a few minutes for me to get the link posted and everybody loaded into the room. So you could probably fast forward about 5 minutes, and you'll be just fine. We'll start with "Row, Row, Row Your Boat" from the website. So if you don't have that sheet music, go get it. "Row, Row, Row Your Boat," "Drunken Sailor," "Down by the Riverside," and if you wanted Hotel California, you would already have it probably. And so those are the songs we'll run through today. And let's see, what else do I need to tell you? I think that's it. You got the website. And what you should know about the website and our program is it's 3 levels, 4 levels, 5 levels, 7 levels. There's a whole bunch of levels. First level is 1 chord songs. Second level is 2 chord songs. Third level is as many chord songs as necessary that are still public domain songs. And then level 4 is whatever songs that we want to work on. And level 5 is songs that others have worked on for us, usually students. And then level 6, what's level 6? Level 5 is writing songs for me. Level 6, I don't remember what level 6 is. And level 7 is teaching a studio. So those are what we're working out of. I'm sorry. Level 5 multi-part arrangements that I've done. Level 6 is multi-part arrangements that students have done. Level 7 is teaching studio. So yeah, so that's what we got going on. Let's see. I'm having to double check. Sometimes people text me right before I get started, and I want to make sure that these texts that just came in are not those. All right, let's see. All right. Looks like I got nothing urgent happening, and so let's do some stuff that's important. Hopefully the sound is good. Got a few of you in the room here, and so we'll get started. If the sound is bad, let me know. But today we're going to start with "Row, Row, Row Your Boat." Elizabeth is in, Linda's in. Sound is okay, guys, I hope. And let's go to the guitar stuff. Where's guitar? There's guitar. And we're going to do book 1 first. "Row, Row, Row Your Boat." Sound is good. Okay, thanks, Elizabeth. All right, so let's get going on "Row, Row, Row Your Boat." Let's play it all 3 ways. We'll play it first with chords, then with strumming. Sorry, first with strumming, then with individual plucking, and then we'll do the tough acts. Depending on your level, you decide which area you're working on. So if you're working on learning the chords, obviously that's the main thing that we have to do early on in our career, get those chords figured out. More important, from my perspective, is you got to learn to read tablature, and that's reading those individual notes on the guitar melody line. And then the third level is we call it tough acts. It's where we combine the chord and the melody. That level, for level 1 players, you do not need to worry about that. It's just way too hard to get started on, and so don't work on that if you're on level 1. Otherwise, if you are level 2 and above, that's definitely the area where you want to start working to get the whole entire shebang out of your guitar without singing. And so if you like singing, I'm not against that at all, but a lot of us need to be able to get the chords and the melody together in the side of the guitar because we don't intend to sing. Level 1, about holding the guitar properly. Level 1 is about getting the guitar tuned. At level 1, we're learning your basic chords and learning your finger picking. Okay, so let's go. It's a D chord, index, middle, ring. 1. Let's sing it. If you're at next level, top level, top, I don't know if it's top, higher level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. That's what you're thinking. Okay. I'm going to go about this speed. Ready? Play. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row that boat right across the lake. Don't stand up and rock the boat, oh, that's a big mistake. Row, row, row. I'm going to get it right. Go. Row, row. No, I haven't got it right yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. I can't sing and plug at the same time. I'm not used to that. I can do it. 1, 2. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Let's do it again. Row, row, row your boat right across the lake. Don't stand up and rock the boat, oh, that's a big mistake. Okay. All right, so that's your chord. Just melody has to come out of your face if you're going to be doing just chords. So you got just chords, and you can do them, various different ways over here with this hand. And this hand is where the music comes from. So this we spend a lot of time early in our careers working on, and then as you get to be a more advanced player, this is the hand, right? Right. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to play the melody one note at a time. That's the guitar melody line from tablature. Or if you are learning to read standard notation because you feel like that's better for you, then you're reading instead of 3, 3, you're reading D, D, whichever you want to do. 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 0, 2, 2, 0, 2, 3, 5, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 5, 3, 2, 0, 3. Let's do it again. Go. 3, 3, 3, 0, 2, 2, 0, 2, 3, 5, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 5, 3, 2, 0, 3. Okay, pretty. You'll notice I tend to do this when I'm playing individual melody notes and I have a long note there. Just get a little vibrato in there. It just sounds kind of pretty if you can hear the guitar. It's a little quaver in it. I mean, it sounds really nice. It's something to work on when you're doing one note at a time, I think. Next up, tough uke, tough axe. If you're a level 1 player, this is not the expectation. If you're a level 1 player, you're listening and watching what I'm doing because you'll eventually be doing it. But right now, it's probably too tough. If you are level 2 or 3 or 4 or 10, then of course it's a good idea for you to be working on tough acts on these easier songs because you're going to come back to them and you're going to be adding in decoration and all sorts of stuff later on. Let's play it through twice as written. 1, 2. One more time. This guitar is sounding good today. $50 in 1940 and working out great. Probably not even that, probably $30 back in 1940. Okay, let's then talk about those of you who are really pushing the envelope on guitar playing, really pushing toward fingerstyle. You would be thinking about every eighth note having something in there, and you're going to be holding this D chord the entire time. So that's a place where you can really take advantage of the long notes here. So I want to go very slowly, show you what I'm doing one time through, and then we'll play it that way. Okay. So first note, row, is a dotted quarter note. That means it's got 3/8 notes in it. So I'm going to hit, and then I want to hit 2 notes after it. The first row in measure 2 is only a quarter note, so it's only got room for 1/8 note after it. Okay, so you're going to go first measure, row, dum, dum, row, dum, dum, row, dum, your boat, 2, 3, gently down the string. 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's how you go about adding in that finger style feeling of just adding in some sort of pluck while you're holding the chord. Pluck something on every single eighth note, and it'll end up sounding really fancy. And it turns out that playing Row, Row, Row Your Boat is suddenly quite challenging. Okay, let's try it from the top and see what happens. By the way, measures 5 and 6 are all eighth notes, so you're not going to be adding in anything through that section. And you'll probably add in a note or two there in measure 7. Okay, from the top, 1, 2. So that's where we take tough uke and then go to the final level, which is pure fingerstyle, where we're really trying to just put something in on every single eighth note. And it gets very busy. Some songs work better that way than others. If you listen to the guys on YouTube, they're all doing basically the same thing, and then putting in this weird percussion sounding on top of that, which is annoying at some point and awesome at other points. And so, all right, there's Row, Row, Row Your Boat. That's plenty on that. Let's go on to next song. Our next song today, Drunken Sailor. We talked this week in level 2 about Drunken Sailor, and what is really, really lovely for is checking your transposition. So the song that you have in front of you is written in one key, but on page 2 of Drunken Sailor, you have other keys that you should be trying and seeing if they fit your voice better, seeing if they fit your hand and playability better. That's all very important, so that when you're working with a singer, that you can transpose readily into another guitar key that might be easier for you to play in. And then we talked about the benefit of being able to master your bar chords so that then you can play in all keys. And then thirdly, or lastly, we talked about the strengths and liabilities of using a capo when you're working with a singer. There are strengths in that you just clamp the capo on wherever their voice fits and then play in an easy key for you. The problem with the capo is you've got a clamp on there and you can't just easily take it on and off in the middle of a song. And so they're definitely a mixed blessing. Basically, every guitar player that you meet, they'll have a capo in their case, because these days it turns out that running into instrumental guitarists is pretty rare. It's getting less rare. The fingerstyle has brought instrumental guitar back from the brink. The classical guys had it forever, and it's the same 20 dudes that have been doing it their whole lives. But fingerstyle brought a lot of just regular folk in to play guitar again. But most people who stick with guitar are singers, and they just need to know their chords, and they put the capo wire on wherever it feels great, or usually they put the capo on whatever the original key of the song is. They clamp it on there and then use their easier chords, and that's how they use it. So again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just you can do better. You can do better. All right, our two chords in here are A minor and G. On here I have the fancy G, and you should probably be working on that one. And pinky, ring, middle, and then an index up here. Okay, that's I call the fancy G. And of course, feel free to use whatever one you like the best. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning, hooray, and up she rises, hooray, and up she rises, hooray, and up she rises early in the morning. Shave his belly with a rusty razor, shave his belly with a rusty razor, shave his belly with a rusty razor early in the morning. Hooray, and up she rises, hooray, and up she rises, hooray, and up she rises early in the morning. That's what we'll do with the drunken sailor. That's what we'll do with the drunken sailor. That's what we'll do with the drunken sailor early in the morning. We always got to finish with "That's what we do with the drunken sailor." That's the last verse always, right? And we always start with this verse. And then on that page too, you got 18 other choices of lyrics to put in there. There are probably thousands of choices. I went through the internet and culled those that seemed to have made some sense. Not all of them did. And yeah, of course, write your own, right? Change it from a drunken sailor song, change it into a sad accountant song or something. I don't know what you can do with it. All right, let's play the tap axe. The reason we skip straight over melody is this is not a melody song. 0 0 0 0 0 2 1 0. I mean, it's all, it's just very, very. There's not a great melody in this song. It's meant to be hammered out, and so we don't need to work on that at this point with this particular song. You should work on melody on every song, but this song is fine if you skip it. Okay, let's just try the tough uke or tough axe real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, not a great melody by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a good one to keep, going from A minor to G to back to A minor. It's not typical. It's less typical. It's very typical, but it's less typical than some of the other songs we study, which start off in a major chord. And then as you're messing around with this at home, don't be shy about working on page 2. That stuff at the bottom of page 2 is actually stuff that will come up for you as a guitarist in real life. And so it's worth the time to spend a little bit of time on that. I would say switching between D minor and C, that's going to come up plenty in your guitar career. E minor and D will come up almost every day in your guitar career. And then even though it's not particularly fun, combining that major chord on 1 with this major chord on 4, that process is going to come up. What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Lie in the morning. Okay, and we talked about earlier in the week about how nice it is to be in charge when you have a bar chord and you finally have gotten this hand strength in place to do those, that you are now in charge of how long notes last. Whereas if you're always playing an open position, you don't have that same control. If you play an E chord, you can stop those 3 strings, but you don't have any control over the other 3 strings that are busy doing whatever they want to do when you lift up. And so you get these times when those sound is continuing on when you don't want it necessarily to continue. But when you finally have the bar strength or the hand strength to do bars, you can stop all of the sound whenever you're ready to have it stop. What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Lie in the morning. Right. So you're in charge of how long the song, each individual note lasts, and it gives you a lot more ability to affect the overall tone of your guitar and your final outcome of the song. So those bar chords are not unimportant. We want to work on those. All right, enough with Drunken Sailor. Book 3. What are we working on today? Book 3, we are working on Down by the Riverside. All right, book 3. Down in the valley is next week. Down by the Riverside. Okay. Again, earlier this week we talked about this percussion thing. In fingerstyle guitar, these guys are doing it all the time. It can be quite annoying after a while. It can also be super cool if it's done well. And so this is the song where you can practice on that particular technique. You're never going to really play Down by the Riverside. So this is an excellent opportunity just to give yourself this extra tool for your toolbox. And whether you decide to use it in a song or not will be up to you. First, let's talk about the chords. Not terribly complicated. We got an A chord, index, middle, ring. Okay, and then we got the E7, and that's the whole first page. So you're all set with page 1. You don't have to do anything else. When you get to page 2, you've got these A7s that show up. So you're coming out of an A chord, so you're for sure just going to lift up your middle finger to get the A7, and then to go from A7 to D. And that's the other chord. That's your third chord in this song. Okay, so that's it. I don't know what else to say about it. Let's go and play it just one time through with the chords. I think I'm going to do strum on the first section, and then I think I'm going to do plucks on the second section. Gonna study one no more. So I think I'll do strum, then pluck. But again, you get to decide what your right hand techniques you're going to bring to a song. Some of them will sound better than others, and you get to mess around and try it different ways until you're satisfied. So get your chords on. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside. shield down by the riverside. I'm gonna study. I won't know more. I ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4, 1. I ain't major 18. Study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war second anymore. Okay. I added a 5 on to the end. That's an A, and it sounds pretty. Okay, so there's your chords. Okay, my singing is iffy at best, and but that gives you a chance to try different right hand techniques. Okay, let's play the melody. Big takeaway on playing this melody is you got your pinky. We hate our pinky. Your pinky is going to go on this 4th string. We hate the 4th string, and it's going to go on the 4th fret. We really hate the 4th fret. You got to use your pinky. You got to. We don't want to be pulling our ring finger over to do that job because it pulls the whole rest of your hand out of position. So this is one of those things when you watch advanced guitar players, when you watch the top level classical players, they act like their pinky is no big deal because at that point it's no big deal. And so we need to be on that journey as well to turning this pinky into being no big deal. All right. If you want to see a beautiful pinky, go watch Anna Vladovic. I think that's how you say her last name. Just type in classical guitar Anna, and she'll come up. And just all you have to do is watch the way her left hand moves. It's effortless. It's absolutely effortless. There's no tension whatsoever. And this pinky is just busy as all get out going through the various strings. We need to be on that same journey as. And which all starts with 4 on 4 with your 4th finger. Okay? And by the way, those of you guys, lots of you guys know this. If you had piano background, you have your fingers are numbered one way, and in guitar we number them differently. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, and so 4, 4th finger, 4th string, 4th fret. That is a growth area for most of us, right? Getting that note right there is such a bummer because it's just like, oh, I hate that. But that's what we got to do. And so we work on it. Okay, let's play the melody. 1s are here, 2s are here, 3s are here, 4s are here. I don't think there's anything else in the song. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh, I got to come in at 2.5, right? 2.5, and then it comes in on. So I'm going to have 1, 2, and then we're going to play. Okay? 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, went to the tough uke, and then put a nice A on the end. Okay. So another thing that probably you come up with once in a while is your eyes just dragging along, just grand as all get out, and you switch to the next line down, and your eye ends up on the wrong spot. So I ended up looking at the tough axe line instead of the just that nice two busy driving through there. So, all right, so that's the melody. Okay, it's okay, not great, it's pretty good. All right, and then finally the tough uke line. Again, we're combining chords, melody, and in this case, we're working on this technique of tapping. You can what lots of guitarists are doing on YouTube now is just tapping it with taking their thumb, tapping here, and getting that sound. It's a little bit harsh, but it can sound really good, especially in a song with a little bit more upbeat tempo and where you really are trying to make that beat really be consistent and sort of urgent. That sound can be pretty good. I think also just tapping on the top of your guitar with your middle finger probably works just as well. Gives you a little bit of a different percussion feeling. Obviously, you need your thumb up on here on this wood, get a little darker, a little louder sound. So those are techniques that we work on. I don't particularly subscribe to them, but that doesn't mean that you don't need to know them. And it's a good opportunity for you to try. So let's give it a whirl. We typically grab the chord in fingerstyle for that first whatever our first some piece of information is, but in this case we got to get that one in. So I've been playing just the straight melody through here on measure 0 and then grabbing the chord. Okay, so let's try it. 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, strum 2, 4, strum, oh, strum, tap, tap, strum 2, 1, strum, oh, 2, tap, tap, strum, oh, 2, strum, 2, strum, tap, tap, strum 2, 1, strum, oh, strum, 2, 2, 1, strum, 2, 4, 2, 2, oh, strum, tap, tap, strum 2, 1, strum, oh, 2, 2, 2, 2, strum, oh, 3, strum, 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 oh, 2, oh, 2, oh, 2, oh, tap, 2, oh, 2, 2, D chord, strum 3, strum 3, strum 3, 2, oh, oh, 8, 2, strum, oh, strum, 2, 2, 2, 2, strum, oh, 3, strum, 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 oh, 2, oh, 2, oh, 2, oh, tap, 2, oh, 2, 2, strum 3, strum 3, strum 3, 2, oh, oh, strum 2, strum, oh, strum 2, 2, 2, 2, strum, oh, 3, strum, strum, strum 2, strum 1, strum. Add the 5. Okay, there's that tune. Again, maybe not a song that you're dying to be a part of, but a great one just to practice where those taps are and get a new technique under your belt. All right, final song today. Phew, boy, my back is killing me today. Let's go to Hotel California. If you do not have a copy of this, it's because you didn't send me an email, and so you don't have a copy of it, and so you might want to send me a copy of it. I sent it to Laura, and Laura is a very fine guitar player, and she says, yeah, it's playing pretty well. So I think it's a good arrangement, and the fact that I can't play it is probably irrelevant. It is playable, and she refingered a little bit of the introduction, and I'm going to look through that and see if it makes any sense for us to all have it. And so please, yeah, give it a try. If you don't have the sheet music and you want it, you got to send me an email and we got to chat about that. And then on Monday, we will play through this one more time, and then we will have a couple days to work on it. And then next Thursday night, which I believe next Thursday night for sure, we will have our final go at Hotel California. So you got another week basically to get this thing together. It's a lot. It's 9 pages long. We've had it now for 3 weeks, and hopefully some parts of it are coming together for you well, and hopefully there are still plenty of parts that are challenging to you and giving you something to work on. And then starting after that, I've been working on some Spanish melodies from classical guitar world. I think they sort of bridge the gap between Spanish traditional music, classical music, and then sort of just this guitar world, right? Because the guitar world, we have our classical music that's not quite classical in that sense, and so we we're lucky to have some really fine Spanish composers and some really beautiful tunes, and so I'm going to put some time into just getting a whole bunch of those together, and so that's what I'm working on right now. Figured out which ones I'm going to do, and I have sheet music for them. It's just now a matter of putting them together in a way that's easy, medium, and hard, and it should be should make for a nice couple weeks of continuing guitar. Yeah, Elizabeth is reminding me, don't be doing this, right? You don't want to archer back too much this way, although right now that feels pretty good, right? I have a tendency to slump, and so that's usually where my back pains come from. The other thing is because I do 2 lessons in a row here, I end up sitting on this chair, which is the cheapest chair in the world that I think they could find, which I borrowed from the theater here. So it's not the right chair, not the right. The whole thing is just wrong. If you want to be a fine guitarist, you're going to have to find a decent chair and sit in it a lot. And so I do notice that oftentimes guitarists will end up bringing their own chair with them, and oftentimes it's a drum stool because drum stools are very adjustable, got a ton of padding on them. Drummers spend their entire time sitting down at a concert, and so drum stools are maybe something to look into, maybe one of those supplies as a guitarist that you ought to start looking at. And oh, hey, Arlo, welcome in. You wanted to see what I'm doing with the Hotel I'm butchering Hotel California. That's what I'm doing with it. Let's hope. Thank you for the nice note about that I'd gotten from you. I haven't had a chance to write you back, Arlo, but Arlo's an advanced guitar player, and he just wandered in, and he knows Hotel California inside and out. And so he told me that the arrangement here will work. So I'm counting on him. But to finish up that discussion, having a decent chair as a guitarist is pretty important. And so I would say drum stools, look into them, go sit on a few. That's what you go to Guitar Center for, right? Is to try this stuff before you buy it from somebody else. And drum stools are definitely a pretty good option. They allow you to twist back and forth easily without moving the chair around. They're also very adjustable vertically, so you can end up sitting at whatever level is going to feel the best for you. And then in the day, we always used a stool for our left leg, and that's part of the reason why my back is hurting right now is I don't have my stool here. I have it here somewhere. I don't know where I put it. And so of course I'm fighting holding the guitar up a little bit because I don't have my leg there. You have seen probably some of the classical guitarists are now attaching a contraption onto the underside of the guitar that holds it in place, and that way they can have their feet flat on the floor, and that's also very comfortable. I did buy one of those contraptions, and I was never able to get it to fit onto my guitar in a way that I really liked, but it's just because it's new and difficult and weird weird and I got to work some more on it. I think ultimately, especially if you're going to be serious about this instrument and serious about acoustic guitar, serious about playing classical music or Spanish music, fingerstyle music, you got to be as comfortable as you possibly can be, because it's going to take a while. It's going to, like Hotel California here, you can easily spend 30, 40, 50 hours getting this thing up to a playable condition. And if you're uncomfortable, you're less likely to spend the hours doing that. And so I'm not recommending you spend all those hours, but I am saying that's probably what it's going to take to get there. And so just be thoughtful as you're thinking about me playing guitar. This is an extremely physically intensive guitar instrument to get it right. And get the tools that are necessary to make that easy on you. All right. We've talked about this intro. I think that it is good enough. Whether we can play it or not, who cares, right? We're going to do the best we can. Let's see. Arlo is saying, I use a music chair with a back on it that's adjustable. Okay, so same thing. Adjustable music chair, and it can go up and down. It's got a back on it, right? So he can lean up against that and help support his back. Smart idea. I can keep feet on the floor, and it has a footrest to hold a foot. Okay, so again, it comes with an adjustment to put your foot wherever you want to. Yeah, $100 ish, a little bit less maybe, but probably 1,000% worth every penny that he spent on it. Just in the sense that you're gonna log some hours doing this. Get a decent chair. Don't do what Gary does. Okay. All right. Hotel California. We'll walk through the intro again. I do think the intro is close enough. It gets you the idea of what Hotel California. Okay, so you're going to start with your minor shape, 9-7-7-7. Bum ba da bum, and you have to finger pluck these. And then instantly you need to be at 10, 12, and 11. Okay, so. I have a lot of work to do to get. This is not the right guitar to do it on either. My playing action is super high on this, so just work on that. You get a little eighth note rest, and then you're going to go to this shape, 4, 6, and the 2 7s. Let me get my fingers on the right strings. It'll help out a ton. 4, 7, this one. That's not right. 6, 6, 7, 6, 6. Well, how come I'm messing this up, guys? I got them backwards. That's why. It's a D shape on 6. I thought it was a D7 shape. Okay. All right. So this is what we're looking at. 4 back here on your thumb on the 4th string, and then a D shape on the 6, 7, 6. Okay, so that's the tough one. It's getting this one on. Well, the whole intro is tough. Then you're going to go to 2, 5, 5. 2, 5, 5. It's quite a reach. And I think I will probably find a way to refinger that differently. Yeah, probably go with your ring finger up here on 7 of the 4th string. That's a little easier to do it that way. And then 9, 10, 9. Okay. Drop your 2 all the way down here and get the zeros. And then 3. Now you're going to have to be of this shape here. Bar. Okay, that's really an F shape. And now it finally sounds like Hotel California. Then go grab a D chord. Okay, then 200 again. And then 354. This shape. D minor shape. And then that darn 464, 4 here, D shape here. I have a heck of a time getting my fingers on. So that's going to have to be the entire thing has to be memorized in order to pull that off effectively. Okay, and luckily it's fairly repetitive, and so I don't know if you want to work on it. I think it's really, really challenging. Where you really want to get to is measure 9. We're going to walk through. We're going to play just through the tough uke. We did earlier this week. We did the chords. We've done the melody already. So we're going to just go through the tough acts and really see if we can get the whole thing put together perfectly. I'm just playing the chords for those measures. That would be absolutely acceptable as well, right? And in fact, that's probably how the Eagles do it, right? Somebody plays just pure straight melody through there, and they got a couple of guys on chords, and so you can be the other guys, right? Okay, they had 4 guitars, and you have 1. All right, let's go to measure 9. Grab your B chord, B minor. Okay, 5 strings, and then you got your 2s. On a dark, open it up, desert. You're already holding the 3 down. Put your B chord back on, but you're going to have to leave that first string open. That's exactly how they do it. See? That's why we keep Arlo around. He knows this stuff. And then play this. Highway 023. Okay. F sharp. Cool wind. Or what I wrote was cool wind in my. You gotta drop your middle finger. My hair. Okay, that melody note. I gotta change that on the tough line. It says 2-2-2-3-2-2. It's really 2-3-2-0, right? You got to get the 0 in there for the melody note, otherwise it doesn't sound right. Okay, so let's just play those first 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so from 9, get your B minor chord on. On a dark desert highway, bum, 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 F sharp. Cool wind in my, and then put that D shape on at 2 on the strings 2, 3, and 4. Air. I actually think I think I'm going to change the melody to a 2. Change the melody to F sharp. I think it makes more sense. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave the bar chord there. I think tough acts is right, and the melody is not right. So let's change that to a 2, and I'm going to put a 2 there. Now, when I change it on my sheet music, doesn't mean you have to change it on your sheet music. If you find a tone you don't like, you can fix it, right? You're at home, you're playing solo right now. That's what sounds the best to me. But don't be shy about messing with the music, right? If you don't like the arrangement, you can fix it. You have that authority. When we get together as a group, not so much, right? We got to be all playing the same thing. But right now, until we start meeting as a group again, don't be shy about changing music. It's a really good habit, by the way, because then the music becomes yours. Let's play it from measure 9 one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure 13, finally, something normal, a nice A chord. page 2, then E chord, and probably your pinky to get those 2s. Okay, measure 17, you're going to get a G chord in there. O2-3, D chord. O2-3, E minor chord, 4 strings. E chord again. I'm just thinking I played that whole thing with my usual E minor chord, which is middle and ring, but the whole thing would be, it make a whole lot more sense if I'd use index and middle through there, and that leaves these 2 fingers open to play my melody. So I'm making myself a note here, index and middle on that spot right there, so that that gives me my pinky to do the 3 and my ring to do the 2 when those come up. So what I'm going to be coming in at measure 21. A lot less motion, makes a lot more sense, hopefully. Okay. Then let's go to measure 21, F sharp again. That's a tough one. You got to jump all the way up there and then go back to your F sharp. And then 2-2-6. That 6 really important to get it clean and pretty, because it's going to lead you back into the verse. And now everything feels like a repeat here. F sharp. And again, I think I'm going to change the melody there from E to F sharp. Plus, that makes more sense, right? In terms of music theory, probably makes a little more sense. Okay, 2-3-0. A chord. Hit the 2. And I was thinking, turn the page to page 3. Go grab your A chord. Myself, this could be. Go grab your E chord, add your pinky on for the 2. Heaven, or this could be hell. O2-3, grab your G chord. Then she lit up, probably your pinky to get that 3. Lit up a candle. O2-3, D chord. And she showed me the way. O2-3. Grab your E minor. Probably use those index and middle. There were voices down the corridor. F sharp. I thought I heard them say 2-2-6. Okay, now we made it through. Okay, in my mind, I think if you could play that, not the intro, just that section, you're going to feel pretty proud of the fact that you're playing one of these world classic tunes at a very high level. They're using 4 guitars, you're using 1. They got a great singer, you got these strings to do the singing for you. You're taking a whole lot of awesome and squishing it down into your den. Right, and so if you can pull off just some of that or quite a bit of that, then that's a pretty high level of guitar playing and should feel pretty good. Will you be bringing out a final version? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Elizabeth. And so if you guys come up with different fingering or whatever, send them to me. Let me look through them. Let me try your ideas and see. This piece of music took me, I think you know, well, I've been working on it for about a decade, truthfully, but I worked very heavily on it for almost a month. And I'm aware that there are plenty of places where there are opportunities for to make it easier to play. I don't think it's ever going to be an easy piece to play, but I do think that as you're finding things that you like or don't like or want to talk to me about, please, say, hey, take a screenshot of it. Say measure 41. I want to talk about whatever, and I'm doing it this way because it sounds better, or I'm doing it this way because it's easier to play. Those are the two things I always care about. I want it to be as easy to play as possible, but I still want to capture the essence of the tune. And so there are always, you know, the stuff Laura sent me, the stuff I've been finding. I had a couple other people send me a couple of just questions about it, and I double checked that either they're playing it incorrectly or I wrote it incorrectly. And so don't be shy about when something doesn't feel right. There's maybe easier ways to do it, and for you to think that through a little bit. Level 4, guys, we're all in this together, right? I'm an okay guitarist. I am by no stretch of the imagination a great guitarist, and so I am not at all. I have no ego in this at all. At all. If you feel like, Gary, I don't like the way you've got this arranged, send me a note. Let me find out, and I will be happy to put that in there. And then obviously we will update those places and get you a final version of it. Arlo says, pretty good. Remember when the Eagles do it, they have two world-class lead guitarists playing lead and another pretty good guitarist playing chords and arpeggios. So what Arlo is saying is you're not going to sound anywhere near as good as the Eagles. And, it's very fascinating he brings that up because I was getting kind of an attitude problem about this song as I was working on it. And I've been, like I said, I started it on ukulele years ago for a student, and we got it good enough. And I knew it wasn't right, but it was close. And then I just kept noodling. And then I started working on this version, which I knew I was going to give to you guys. And I said to myself, I got to get it as good as I possibly can because I got Arlo and I got Jerome and I got Laura and I got Dan, who are all, and I got Elizabeth, right? I got some of these players that really know music and really are going to are going to dig into this thing, and so I want to get as close as possible. And I was getting really demoralized by the whole process, and then I went and listened. I did take time, and I said about that time I said I'm going to go listen to how these guys do it, and in your head you're like, rock and roll guys, they sound awesome, but are they really good guitar players? Well, the Eagles are really, really fine guitarists. And when you watch it, you're like, why are we even trying? This is not possible for us to come anywhere close to what they're doing. And it's not. And so what we're doing is doing what I think as good a job as we can at our level, right? And if one of you comes up and says, I can do way better than this, then do it, and send me a note how you're doing it, and I'll see if I can do it, right? And so this is probably the top level that I could probably ever pull off if I sat down, didn't do anything else for 2 weeks, and just really dug into this piece. I could get it together, right? But I could not get it Eagles together. I could get it Gary together, and so Arlo's comment is very important. Remember, we're following in the footsteps of some pretty seriously good guitar players, and we're going to do what we can. Yeah? So how about that? All right. Hotel California. This is the part that we want to get from 41, right? Grab your G chord. Here we go. One. Well, let's not play it in time. Let's just talk about it as we go. Okay, so G chord. Welcome to the Hotel 5. D chord with the pinky, California, 2, 3, strum 3, such a F sharp, lovely place, such a, okay, next page, lovely place, such a, and then you're going to change your chord to a B minor, lovely place, 4, 4. Now, when you switch there, you don't really need to put the bar on because you're going to leave this first string open for the melody. So when you get out of that F sharp at 46, you got choices here, right? I stuck a full bar on and then realized I didn't need to do that. Probably just the A minor shape, but on 3 is going to be the better decision there, because everything, then you don't have to move anything. Okay, so there's that, right? And so then just put the A minor shape on, put it at 3, everything's going to be fine. Okay, and then let's continue on. And you've already got the 3 there for the end of measure 48. Go on to 49 with another G chord. Slide up. Try to slide. Could you get that sound in there? Slide that D chord with your pinky. 2, 3. 2, 2. There you go. E minor with your ring finger. Lovely place. 2 more 2s. 0, 3, and then go back to your F sharp again. Whoop. What am I doing here? Oh, here we go. I'm like, why is that sounding so weird? Oh, you got that 3 hanging out there at the bottom. That's why. Yeah, you can. This has come up as an issue, that we have the melody note on 3, but the F sharp is here. So how are you ever supposed to get that 3 there while you're holding this other chord? What I have decided, this is me, is I'm just going to go get that 3. Or I may dump the chord altogether there. Laura did send me a note about her suggestion on how to finger that, and I'm going to look at it just a little bit. It looked a little bit more complicated than I wanted it to be, because this is the melody note, this 3, and it doesn't fit conveniently on there. You can do 2, 3, 3, and 4, right? This would be one shape you could do. And that's really what he's having. Find it here. That's what he's trying to sing. So that's one of those places where probably maybe I might just drop the chord, because I'm picking the chord up in the middle of the measure, but I haven't come up with a final solution to that. But we will, and you come up with you try it different ways and find out what you're doing. And then 4, 3, 2, 2. Okay, and let's move on to measures 57 through. The rest of it is going to be more of the same from the earlier measures. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and play some of that. Grab your B minor, measure 57, and let's play that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 2, 3. F sharp. 2, 3, 0. Fix one thing here. 2, G. Okay. 61. Okay. Next page is going to be page 5. A chord again. Roll down to get the 2. E chord. That she calls friends. 0, 2, 3. G chord. How they dance in the distance. 0, 2, 3. And then D chord. A sweet summer sweat. 0, 2, 3. Some dance to remember. F sharp. Whoops. Some dance to forget. 226. Okay, and then it goes on. Guys, I just realized what time it is. My goodness, I kept you way over time. So I'm going to shut it down. In fact, I just got a call from a student that's coming in to drop off her ukulele, and I got to call her back real quick. So apologize to shut it down instantaneously. I just realized, I was like, what is that call? And then I looked up, and I'm like, what are we doing? So I didn't realize 3:30. You see, this is what guitar does to you. It makes you go, turn into some sort of crazy person. So let me tell Chris. I will be down in 2 minutes! Exclamation point. I will be down. Okay. So we'll wrap it up there. This again, super crazy hard song, super world class piece of music, way better guitarist than we ever play. And I apologize, I didn't quite get to the very end. The ending again is those arpeggios that are just a product of memorizing. The changes I'm making to the sheet music are not significant enough for you to not be really reliant on this piece of music. I'll make one or, I mean, as far as I can tell, there's about 3 fingering changes that I'll be making. And out of 9 pages, that's pretty good. So hopefully just, spend some time on it. Your goal is next Thursday night. Play it as best as you possibly can on Thursday night. For some of you, chords only. For some of you, melody only. For the rest of us, trying to dig the tough uke out of this, tough acts out of this, and remembering that you don't have to get it done by Thursday, that you have the rest of your life to get this up to and running. It's a good enough song to hang on to, and everybody loves it. I think everybody, well, I think some, like me, most people don't much care one way or the other about it, but the people who love it, love it, love it, love it. And it'd be awesome to have that as being one of your things that you can do. So so Thursday night's your goal on this one. Spend a little bit of time on it each day. Find your problem spots. Try to figure out a solution to it. And if you find better solutions than I have written down on the paper, please, by all means, don't feel like I'm this, send me a note. All right, guys. Sorry about keeping you way over. I apologize on the time. I just got all involved in it, and there we are. So have a great weekend. I will see some of you on Monday, where we'll spend some more time playing through this. I'm going to try to just get where I can play through the whole thing without stopping. That's my goal right now. So have a great weekend, you guys. Play guitar. Stay out of. Don't go outside. That bug is going to get you. So stay inside. I'll talk to you guys on Monday.